This is Jared Rand, a little late. A lot going on this planet. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, January 10th, 2025. Well, it's a little after half past the hour. We'll be having a reverse aging health call and all the rest tonight, a little after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to paint everybody a picture on the outcome of where the population will be in the next 6-7 weeks, so that everybody has a clear understanding and comprehension of what the outcome is going to be, and to focus on that outcome, because it's a lot different than what you're seeing. Let's put it this way, it's already been done. It's already been put in place. So we'll go into that so it's much clearer for people that listen to these calls on this planet, so they have much sharper, cleaner viewpoint from it. Have you ever thought about this? You know, when we create our mantras, we call them, or affirmations, and we practice and we're committed to it. We don't do it half-ass. And when we do this, it's a frequency, right? At first, some people have a difficult time because of the fact that they're so used to the deep-seated programming that the civilization has received in so many generations. It's not negative. It's just we're not aware of it, how much it's embedded. So when we do something that's out of the ordinary for us, it kind of feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right. And so these feelings come flooding in from the ego mind, say, guilt and undeserving, and that type of feeling. And you've heard me share this many times, is that every one of us deserve the best of everything. It isn't gluttony, it isn't greed, it is through heart-mindedness. We deserve the best of everything. I mean, for goodness sakes, we're gods in these bodies, here to experience physical material form. So doesn't it make sense that we discover that we deserve the best of everything? It's a matter of fact. It isn't a maybe, an if. It's a matter of fact. And many have a real challenge embracing that, because they get all these feelings that come in. They don't feel that they're deserving, or they shouldn't have that, or, oh, this is too much, or, you see what I mean? Humbleness is great. Being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself at all times is absolutely phenomenal. But then you add in gratitude, gratefulness, appreciation. When you're grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. Anthony Robbins. And then you ask yourself, what kind of glasses are you wearing as you go through this life? Right? Are you wearing, now we can, just by watching, see, when we see the whole picture and we're just watching, we're not interacting with it. A lot of people are wearing poverty consciousness glasses that only reflect back to them thoughts of lack, deprivation, and financial challenge. It's all over the planet. And it's not new. We know it's not new. And then there's some a much smaller amount, who are wearing abundance vision spectacles and experiencing an attitude of gratitude that truly recognizes the divine wealth throughout your day. So you're invited to take this moment of your life right now and get really curious about how you are usually seeing the world around you. These are things we don't spend much time with, if any. Now, if one were wearing scarcity glasses, you are unknowingly focusing on what isn't working, right? And worrying about what is missing or lacking in your life. Scarcity glasses. Makes a lot of sense. As you see only what's missing, your body, mind, and emotions are permeated with the neurochemicals that create the experience of more fear, doubt, worry, and scarcity. I think most of us have experienced that in this life alone at different points and stages in our lives to date. Now, this creates a lower vibration in our bodies. And when we can only manifest experiences that reflect back that frequency of difficulty, poverty, and lack. Now, the good news is that you can choose to take off your poverty glasses at any time and exchange them in for new abundance vision. Now, these glasses are a whole different ballgame. Super clear abundance glasses have powerful consciousness lenses that allow you to perceive what is working, what you are thankful for, where you are successful in this life, to you, and to truly feel the awesome divine energy that surrounds you and permeates your very being. You no longer have to settle for a hard-working, tough, unloving life where you are just getting by. And it is magnificently, truly miraculous what manifests when we start seeing our world as a place that is full of joy and abundance. It's huge. Now, as far as your financial situation, it doesn't matter what has happened to you 10 years ago or what you were still struggling with yesterday. It doesn't matter if you have loads of money or are dirt poor or are happy with just getting by. You can still step into abundance consciousness now and begin to feel that your life is rich and full of amazing opportunities, which it really is. And this feeling will attract all the goodies, all the money you desire. It is okay. It is okay. People, it's almost like that some people have to be reassured that it is okay to receive rich things. Even if you've never worked a hard day in your life, you do deserve to take an abundant vacation. What matters most is that you do not postpone another moment of your life and put on your abundance vision glasses today and do not take them off. Does that mean, we slip back in to the lacking, worry, stress, fear. Something triggers it, right? You're going along, and then you sink into it. Something triggers it. But no matter what, you will not take those glasses off. You make this positive transformation right now by choosing to say no to poverty thinking. Majority of people on this planet are wearing poverty consciousness glasses. That's it. This is why, and all I got to do is watch, this is why things are the way they are with people. This is why we are returning wealth to the people of planet Earth for the first time in the history of this civilization. Now, it may surprise you to find that this abundance is already here, flowing in several areas of your life. Remember that abundance comes in many forms. You can experience an abundance of love, support, creativity, laughter, friends, imagination, space, peacefulness, playfulness, energy, health, positive thinking, money, and the list goes on and on and on for infinity. And a lot of people are kind of compressed, you know. They only look like in a tunnel. Some people call it tunnel vision. And they look at abundance as just money, that it's money. Say that's all it is. Abundance is money. But it is an infinity of things. Now, the surprising truth is that we naturally are the spiritual source of abundance itself. There are no limits on who we are or who we can be. Our very essence is abundant in all ways. You, as an infinite, timeless being, inherently embody an abundance of love, peace, strength, compassion, and so on. And since you are abundance itself, all it takes is to experience more abundance, is to recognize and give thanks for all of the abundance that is already you. Because all of us, every one of us, are truly magnificent, omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting abundant beings that never, ever die. And the more we become aware, I mean really aware, not superficially, of our truly abundant inner nature, the more outer abundance will show up in our lives. Once we realize and see how abundant we already are, you'll be amazed at how quickly you will start to manifest even more abundance to you in the form of financial freedom, amazing relationships, incredible health, or tons of enthusiastic energy. Now, something I've done for years is that you set aside 20 minutes or so every day this coming week, or immediately if you wish, to practice. It's an abundance vision exercise. You get out a piece of paper, you write down all the different types of abundance that are in your life right now. Then focus for the remaining time on how each one feels in your body when you think about it. Notice how good it feels to have each of these forms of abundance in your world. Allow yourself to feel expansive, rich, and free in your body with each form of abundance you find. The last 2 minutes of this exercise are spent in deep, deep, deep gratitude, thanking this universe for providing all of this abundance. and you just enjoy it. Slowly but surely, every one of us will eventually discover that every single thing that we've ever desired is already ours. And once we unmask that, the rest is a piece of cake. All of us are abundant beings. We always have been. See, all this is there. We're the whole deal. We're the real deal. We're the full package. We're not missing a thing. But look what happens, right, when we have this deep-seated programming that soaks into us through the years, which we're really not aware of, okay? And then we unconsciously experience our lives in a lack of perspective. Oh, look at everything right now. You know that we've heard through the years. Oh, we're running out of water. Oh, we're running out of oil. Oh, we're running out of this. Lack of this. Lack of this. Lack of this. Lack of that. Right? And what does that create? Well, it's ego-minded, and it creates fear, worry, stress, anxiety, which then puts us in even a lower vibration of lack of. Now, whether we know it or not, a lot of people don't really ping this or identify with it. We're doing it to ourselves. Isn't that wild? We don't really believe we're doing it to our... It's not like I'm going to do this to myself. We're just doing it. We're so used to doing it that we don't know we're doing it. You know, when someone focuses on what? Not having. And all of us have done this more than once in this lifetime. What happens? How do you feel about it? How do you feel when you focus on not having? When you focus on lack of? Not good, right? It's not fun. It doesn't feel good. And what does it usually do? It kind of expands out into other things. Now, just with a little teeny bit of awareness and knowledge, you literally can say to yourself, Jim, I'm not going to go there. That's crazy. I know what I am. I'm focusing on the abundant being I truly am. I'm a magnet. I attract everything and anything. So I'm a hyper powerful magnet. You know, there are magnets that are so strong that when you attach it to, when it sticks to a metal, you, with your physical strength, you cannot pull it off, no matter what you do. You cannot pull that magnet off of that surface. That's how powerful our attraction is. Think about that. You could get one of those magnets. Right? You look long enough, you'll find one. They look like a little cube. And you take a piece of steel or something and just hold it there and let go of it. It'll just zoom, stick to the metal. So you imagine you're this super powerful magnet, and whatever you focus on, whatever you're focusing on, is going to attach itself to you. And it's going to become your experience. And usually when it becomes your experience, you focus more on it. Right? That's what we do. We focus more on it. So what does that do? Feeds it even more, gets even stronger. Now the ego mind is very powerful, we know that, even though it's an illusion. And when the ego mind determines, right or wrong or bad or good, and you're sitting there and you're going, you say to yourself, how am I going to pay my rent? Right? And the rent's maybe a month off. But it comes in. And you say, how am I going to pay my rent? And that builds and expands. You don't feel, it doesn't feel good. And you feel uneasy about it. You go to bed and you're not sleeping well, and it's consuming you. This is this powerful magnet. You're creating and attracting things. So doesn't it make sense that you're such a powerful being, and you are abundance? Doesn't it make sense to focus on the abundance rather than the lie that we create for ourselves and lack of mentality? Doesn't it make sense to focus on what we truly are? And then we attract what we truly want. Everybody on this planet, we're all gods and bodies. We all have this power. We are the power. It is immeasurable. It's really funny. You've probably heard these different reports coming out of CERN and the God particle, right? They're looking for the God particle. Maybe we found the God particle. And it's just a term anyway. But within these bodies is the God. Within the soul is the God, is the pure consciousness. Is that something new? No. It always has been. Always will be. Forever, beyond, and ever. That's something new. We have this, it's a habit, we all have it. We have a tendency, none of us are exempt from it, to fall into that goop where we're stress-fearing about something. Something. Could be anything. But when we begin to discover the power that we truly are, it's our decision. I don't really care to attract that. I know I will. If I continue to focus on it, I'm going to attract it and I'm going to experience it. I know that. So therefore, I am going to move my focus and attention over here, which is good vibrational frequency, which is abundance, which is the opposite of lack of. And I'm focusing on what I want, and I'm not focused on what I don't want. See, it's us being aware. All it is, it's being aware of our thoughts and how we feel. That's what this is. And so many of us are so hurried, artificially, worried, and stressed. Why is that? Because we attract it. We focus on it. We put our attention on it and we create it. It's not complicated. Whatever we focus on, we create for ourselves, and then we experience it in this life. Now, if someone is constantly experiencing, maybe you've interfaced with somebody like this. They're telling you things and saying, I got this going, I got that going, I can't believe it. What did I deserve to experience this? I can't believe this is happening. Oh, and then this just started. You ever been in that situation where someone's talking with you? You'd like to, help them some way, but they're just dumping so much heavy stuff about what's going on with their lives and how they don't know what to do and everything's falling apart, and you look at them and go, it's because you're focused on it. Well, it depends on how the ego mind's going to take that, say. Well, it's easy for you to say. Or, no, it's not. I don't focus on that stuff. Well, how do you think it's created? By you. Is it that some of us are afraid of our own power? Could that be it? Maybe that we do know that we're super powerful, and that because of that we're afraid of it? So we negate it by focusing on things we don't want? Could that be part of it? See, the deeper we can let go and rest into our body-mind, just like we do in these meditations, the deeper we dive down the rabbit hole, discovering that this experience that we're all experiencing of God is the fundamental truth of who and what we really are. When we fully realize that God exists inside us, there is a feeling of deep relief like nothing you have ever experienced in your entire life. It's as if you were holding your breath underwater all this time and have exploded up to the surface for your first breath of air. You ever done that? You ever been underwater, you're doing things, and you got to get air, so you beeline it to the surface, and you got that big inhale when you get to the surface. It's as if you were holding your breath under the water all this time. And you feel like you can take in life in its totality with such a great lightness and buoyancy that you often feel like you're floating on air. And to lift your consciousness is to ground it deeply. And to do this, all that is needed is the state of surrender. To completely surrender means you are not only willing to let go of your mind and every thought inside your mind, yet that willingness is also relieved of its duty. You have completely let go. This is a continual process for all of us, a perpetual release every day. When we no longer are holding on tight to anything, our ego's desires move to the back burner of the stove of our lives. And we trust the synchronistic flow of this universe instead. Trust takes the front burner over desire. And we choose to surrender to each experience, not because we have to, but because it feels so good. There is this constant merging with what is that feels lighter and more free on the inside from this place. Whatever you want is what God wants. You're God. Your will becomes God's will. God's will becomes your will. You become grounded in the divine reality. This grounded, enlightened state only happens through total, continuous state of surrender. So the big question I invite you to ask yourself today is, what causes you not to be grounded in God? What choices are you making that aren't allowing you to enjoy your life, relax into your body, and trust the divine? This is a unique and personal answer for everyone. Yet, there is a 99% chance it has something to do with being wrapped up in attachment to desire. Attachment to any one desire is what makes you think you're separate from God. Being deep in desire makes you think you need to go someplace better, have more money and things, because a better person, become a better person, also that you can eventually find happiness, fulfillment, and peace later on. Desiring all these things makes you reach, push, and lunge out for that carrot and overlook the God source that is already within you here now. Desire is a tricky thing because we also need desire to keep life alive, flowing, karmically moving. And without desires, we would all become sleeping slugs in puddles of warm mud. We would. Now, this may sound nice to some, and honestly, how many years can one really enjoy that? The secret to having a great relationship with your desires is trusting that all your wishes are also God's wishes for you. Know that this universe is a team player who is on your team, doing everything necessary to manifest your needs at the right time and place when you truly surrender and trust that the universe is always working for you and never against you. Then you're able to relax fully inside your body, find a deeply grounded experience in the divine. Now, if you should ever believe that God's will is different, your ego is playing a game with you. You, none of us, are ever separate from God because we are God. You only think you are trapped in a state of difficulty and suffering because there is some idea that you are separate. This is what ego is all about. Ego is simply a tension, an identity, a separate goal-oriented mind inside you that is all about serving the little me to attain its personal success and agenda. It has nothing to do with merging with existence. Ask yourself, are you living from your microcosmic self or your macrocosmic self? Living from both will show you what occurs. Only living from ego's needs always leads to future suffering. That is what perpetuates the cycle of needing, having, possessing, wanting, and then grasping for more. And we as watchers can see this on this planet. True surrender is perpetual trusting. It's a deep letting go of the ego's ideas about what you want and don't want. And when you do let go, because you will start abiding in the sacred home and heart where God is. And manifesting your desires simply happens and feels like extra icing on the cake. Knowing this is true wisdom. And the source of where real freedom, empowerment, love, and lightness will shine through. I join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out.
Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Take some time today, excuse me, and consciously let go of your past. When your heavy emotional ties from yesteryear are released, you have more space and time to feel this deep, wonderful, healing presence that you are. What was is not as important as what is here right now. This moment contains this entire universe, so the past will never be as incredible, fascinating, or mesmerizing as the divinity you'll find in the here and now. You cannot fully experience bliss as long as you're holding on to some old memory. All of your memories are just to entertain you. They can make you drunk with joy or pain, yet they always are hypnotizing you, making you truly believe that they are real. And truly, what is real? Can your memories change and suddenly become something else? If so, then they are not that real, are they? I find everything on this earth is temporary and subject to change at any moment. And when you realize this, everything becomes more clear. It all depends on how much your awareness can stretch today. This now moment is the only place where you drop this clinging on to your past and learn how to be free from it. This now moment, is it my friend? And your freedom from the past is the gift. It's time to let go and smile on. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here tonight after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call and all the rest. And Saturday, January 11, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.